up, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast. I'm your host, Brian, tonight joined by Flock and Scott. How are you doing, boys?
Hey, buddy.
Doing well.
Hello.
Hey.
We are fresh off our sector qualifier.
You almost called it a regional qualifier.
I did because
of what
you'll see.
Yeah.
We're fresh off our sector qualifier from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right in our backyard. Some of us literally more than others.
My front yard.
Scott's front yard, our backyard, where we did some limited, had some fun, met some people, and had a really great long day.
Long day. That limited adds another. You starts at 9. You don't start playing till like 11:15, 11:30.
Yeah, I didn't get home till like 11:30.
Yep, same.
I bet
it was a long day. I felt abysmal, but we'll get into it. But my first anecdote is that we had a plan, Flock and I, to meet at the train station to go together with a bunch of our friends from the locals. And Flock, why don't you tell that story from your perspective?
All right, so we usually take the train to go to Philly from Jersey, and I've gone to the same station every single time. Lindenwold Station is the one I go to, and I take that in every single time. Brian, in the message, said we're meeting at Collingswood, and then we're going to take the train together. But I just ignored that, and I just go, train station, I go to Lindenwold. That's where I always go.
Why say more words when less your trick?
So I'm like waiting in the parking lot. Brian's like, I pulled up. I'm like, I don't see you. He's like, I'm in the ticket booth now. I'm like, I am too. I don't see you. And then realized that he's like, are you at the right one? I was like, I'm in Lindenwold. He goes, and he pinged the conversation.
I actually replied to my own text that said, meet me in Collingswood.
He said Collingswood.
With LOL.
Yep. And then when I was looking at the maps, I was like, I actually went up and away. So Collingswood would have been closer. I actually drove further away just because, creature of habit. I like going to the same place, the same parking spot, everything, and same, yeah. So
no one could have guessed. So I showed up I showed up without you, and Scott didn't get there till later because he could afford to just kind of, take his time. He's a little closer. So everyone was like, "Where are the guys?" And I was like, "Well, Flock went to the wrong train station. It's not a bit. It's not a, we're not making anything up here.
It's just something that occurred.
After so many times, you're like, yeah, that's Flock.
Yeah, and I rolled in at 8:50.
Yeah. Everyone was like, Scott coming, or is he sleeping, or it's like, nah, I'm sure he'll be here eventually.
Yeah, I slept until I could, and then I got on the subway and got there,
and that's fine.
Yeah.
So
I had to climb so many stairs to get to the place.
Oh my
3
god!
levels of escalators. I didn't realize there was the third floor.
I thought it was escalator land.
Yeah. Well, you have to walk from one side of the building out to the train station, all the way around to the other side, towards City Hall, towards the back. Find a door that's open. Walk across the street. Go to Reading Terminal. It's a little bit of a cluster getting up and finding the actual the place where because we're only in one room of the entire convention center, and the entire convention center was empty pretty much. Other than that, so it's pretty much just
didn't feel cramped though. They had an appropriate amount of space.
Yeah, at first when I walked in, I was like, "How are they going to fit all these people?" Largest limited event that they've had so far is what they said. I want to say it was like 476 people had signed up for the actual main event after drops and everything. So pretty big, pretty exciting. Yeah. We got rocking and rolling right at 9. Got our swag, got our packs. It was a really weird, I felt like I was in elementary school a little bit. They were like, you are not allowed to talk when you look at your backs, when you verify the person across
they didn't want any commentary.
Yeah, and the three of us, I personally had a little trouble with that. I still talked.
There was some people would be, there was some some snickering when it's like,
Looked at the guy across from me's pool and I was like,
sorry, sir.
Yikes. Yeah. Sometimes you just, and that's the thing too. I wouldn't have made that a rule. I like that's the community part of it where you're kind of chatting and talking and kind of.
I think they really want to avoid any, someone say you're sat next to a teammate and you guys collaborating on deck building.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I guess, sure. But people around me also thought that was a weird rule, so we kind of just quietly chatted, you know. But anyway, it was a long process.
Cheater!
Yeah, right, exactly. Collusion.
Traitor!
Well, once you see what I ran, people were not telling me any kind of advice. I'll tell you that much right now. I marched to the beat of my own drum for this one, and it paid off. So let's talk a little bit about our pools. I think that Flockton should go first, and I almost called it something else than a sector because looking at Flockton's list, he thought it was something else too.
Yeah, I thought it was regional. So
Thought it
like
was in
you,
Bilbao for a second,
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a mistake.
España.
into Spain. Yeah,
So I ran Ahsoka on Fortress Vader. My leader polls were made it very simple to make this choice because I had 2 Kit Fistos and 2 Ahsoka Tanas, and then I had like Kylo Ren with Yoda's lightsaber as my only upgrade, and then I think I had another villain, but my villain pool was awful, so I had mostly all hero and hero blue. So ended up going with Ahsoka. Um, the deck after turn 1 plays is good, but my turn 1 plays are very limited for force, so I only have Guardian of the Wills in Yaddle, and that's it for gaining the force. So I have what 5 turn 1 plays, including the Curious Flock. So I didn't really have good, and I ended up getting that Jedi Interceptor every single
6.
time.
Oh, I'm
6.
sorry. No, the
The
Forge
Forge
Starfighter is
Starfighter
not.
is
In
not.
fact, yep. Nope.
So I had
Sorry.
5.
Yep.
And
That's a
I
free
literally
cost.
got that Jedi Interceptor every single time. Oh
Sick.
my gosh, I saw that so many times. Very annoying. But anywho, after that, it's actually not a bad list in my opinion. I got 3 crushing blows. That was very handy. A bunch of people were very upset because I would crushing blow on turn 2. And then like, all right, I got this crushing blow out of the way. And then when they go to put, spend 7 resources and get a 6/6 or 7/7 pour or whatever you can, Curious Flock. And then I crushing blow that. They're like, "Oh, you have a second one?" And I'm like, "Little do they know I have a third." That was always funny. But yeah, some cool things. I got the Jedi Guardian. Worked great with Ahsoka because whenever they're defending, they get +2 damage or +2 attack. So that was always a good combo with Ahsoka. Also good a combo with Ahsoka is my Plo Koon. That was very good. Give them grit, and they got to attack into them and make them bigger. So, Consumed by the Dark Side was probably MVP because that was easy to get off and easy to turn on Anakin. And it's usually very good, like especially if I can get a Yaddle to Consume by the Dark Side. Now Yaddle's swinging in for 4, restore 1, keeping the same amount of health. So very good. Yeah, it just was not how I anticipated it to go. Just because my early turns not having the force was really hindered me. So I won round 1, and then after that I ended up playing like I think I played a Snoke and then 3 Talzins after that, and they were just better. They got early stuff down and kept me off the board, kept me off the force, and I just couldn't do it because I had nothing early to really get the force going and get what I wanted to go. So yep, I just ended up just playing throughout because when they were like, "Oh, if you get top 254, is that what it was?
56.
256, you get 2 more silver packs." And I was like, I really did not want to go grind pods or anything like that. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just stay in, have fun. I think I ended up 4 and 5, I think, of the day. So not bad. I placed 224. Yeah, 224. So I got my extra 2 silver packs. So that was fun. Overall, great time. Everyone was nice. I had a blast every game. Unlike the Maryland one, when I continued to play, everyone was very nice and very fun. So it was like I enjoyed it playing throughout.
Everyone was super nice. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this looks like a pretty solid list, honestly. You even have the Marin to turn on the Anakin if you wanted to discard some cards.
Yeah,
Not bad.
yeah.
Not bad at
The
all.
Marin was good, especially when I played Third Sister. Marin was great, just getting through the hidden. So that was always nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Scotty.
What's up?
You're up.
Yeah. All right. So opening my packs was a terrifying experience. Just objectively horrible to start. First pack, Revan leader. And you're like, all right, 1 of 5, cool. Next pack, Kit Fisto. All right, haven't seen much in the way of Jedi stuff and the other things, so this is not looking good. Cal Kestis. All right, cool. I still got 3 more. Cal Kestis. All right, two more leaders. Cal Kestis. And then finally, then literally my last pack was Snoke. I was literally getting tilted as I was opening the just like the leaders. There was good cards in the things, but one, there wasn't very good hero cards. So the fact that I only had heroes and Revan was very nerve wracking for me. But then obviously Snoke being one of the better leaders, I was like, all right, this should be fine. I think I have decent enough villain cards. The main thing in deck building that came up was that my best aspect for early game was blue. I had a Karis, I had a Secret of Sage, I had a Guardian of the Wills, I had something else. I had good stuff in blue, but there was no late game in blue. There was really no mid game in blue. There was like no villain blue except for the 1000's assassin that you see in here. So I was kind of looking at that, saying like, that's not necessarily going to be the best thing for me. Let's go with red because I did have the Acolyte from Beyond. I did have the Strike Ship. Those are two really, especially the Strike Ship, two really strong things for Snoke. Being able to go space and being a little bit aggressive was really helpful. And as you see, like in red, I do have a lot of my space. I have the Strike Ship. I've got the Cartel Interceptor. I've got the Blockade Runner. So those were kind of like my big things in space, and that allowed me to win some games that I really had no business winning because I lost control of the ground for whatever reason. You do have the off aspect. You got the Talzin's Assassins. You got the 2 corrupted sabers. We've talked about this, and the commentary was talking about this the entire time. Like, it's a go tall meta because of the way that the removal is kind of structured in this set. So anything that can get you bigger. So these corrupted sabers, the Darth Revan's lightsaber, the Sith holocron were all like the best plays that I had in my deck for putting on Snoke and just making him a beater that could clear the board and restabilize everything. I had an 8th brother. I got a Mace Windu. I had a Savage Opress. Savage Opress is what Savage Opress is. He won me 2 games. He lost me a game. So, it is what it is. I played him on a board where my opponent had a 2/4 and 3 open resources. I was like, all right, he's safe. He'll get, he'll be fine. I'll be able to, claim and then just attack in because my opponent needed to do some stuff because my board was otherwise, had some things on it. So I was like, all right, I'll be able to claim. Nope, he was able to Xaxes him, and I took 9 damage that I didn't need to take. Probably lost me the game in the end. So that was kind of I think in the end he's a little bit of a trap, and you should just kind of leave him off your list. I don't think there's too many circumstances because I think he's too much of a win more card in the end. I really like my list, except obviously my 1-drops. I wish there was a little bit more consistency in the strength. You obviously have like the Gifted Urchin, the Village Tender. They're pretty weak. The Forged Starfighter in Snoke is pretty good. Like, you can immediately buff it up to be a 2/2 with Raid, and that's completely serviceable. The Curious Flock is obviously not what you want to be playing on turn 1, so I barely count that as a 1-drop, but turn 1 play. Exegol Patroller is great. Main thing that I feel like I was missing, missing either a Craving Power, that would have obviously been like a big play, or like a Protect the Pod. One of those 2 like bomb cards, and I think I probably would have been able to swing another win out of my matchups. I ended up going 5-3. I dropped after I took my 3rd loss just because I had to go home and get to the dog. Since I lost round 1, and then immediately rattled off 5 wins in a row. Losing round 1 really sinks your tiebreaker, so I didn't expect that I'd be able to get top 64 off of that, even if I went 6-3. So there wasn't really any reason for me to stay at that point. It was 8 o'clock at night or something like that. So I was like, I'm just going to get home, hopefully beat the rain because it was raining on and off all day. I had some really, really fun, really good matchups. Everything, like I played 2 Ahsokas, and that came down to me that came down to the Blockade Runner, honestly. Because he was just able to, with Saboteur and getting bigger, put a clock on them that they couldn't counter. I had a really, really butt puckering matchup against another Snoke, where he was a very, very cerebral player, like taking his time with all of his plays. So it always puts you on like edge the entire time because you're like, does he have something for the situation? And honestly, it was just Snoke with like double corrupted lightsaber that was running the board, and every time I'd attack into whatever he put out, like it just wouldn't die, and my board kept getting bigger and his board kept getting smaller. So it worked out really well in that regards. The two losses that I took later in the tournament, one I got so blown off the board that it wasn't even funny. My opponent was like, all right, let's go Karis into like, Whirlwind of Power into Talzin's Assassin, Mother Talzin with an heirloom lightsaber. And I'm like, what is going on here? And it's just both that for both games. So it was never in that one. And then I lost to another Snoke that had more of the space Snoke thing going on. Like he had multiple strike ships. And he did have the craving power. He did have the protect the pods. So that's definitely like we'll swing that matchup when it's relatively close. He also won initiative, so it's like he plays a strike ship, I play a strike ship. I'm dominated in that situation because he's just immediately going to attack and wipe me off the board. So things like that. So I think it was just like one or two cards away from being able to maybe eke out another win, maybe another win and a half, give or take. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Glad that I got the Snoke and did not have to play Cal Kestis.
Yeah, I mean this is a great list, and the Revan Sabers. I don't know what is anything Sith here.
The Acolyte of the Beyond, and I did put it on him
Nice.
in a number of games. I did get blown out with a crushing blow in one of them.
Yeah,
but somehow I still won that game.
Yeah.
I don't like my opponent dropped a Kylo Ren turn one. I dropped the Acolyte of Beyond. I dropped the Revan. He attacks with Kylo Ren. I dropped the Revan Saber, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to town, and then he crushing blows it.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the crushing blow from him yet, and somehow I still won that game. I don't even know how that worked. Again, it was just Snoke with two other lightsabers.
That's limited, baby.
Yeah, crushing blow is pretty
goes.
crushing.
Yeah, crushing blow is pretty cool. Wish
Yeah, I had 3 of them.
Wish
I had a lot of
had
fun
like
with that.
my only real event in this is like Sorcerer's Blast. I do have some like ambush from like Eighth Brother. You do have the Mace Windu. You do have like the Talzin effect and then you have the Tyrann attack.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some things there, but I do wish I had like another event or two that would have been worth playing, such as a Protect the Pod or like a Craving Power type thing, a removal spell.
Yep.
Yeah. Solid list though. Good run.
Yeah.
I think you were about 140-ish.
Even after I dropped, yeah. I didn't pick up my silverbacks.
That's unfortunate. They ran out anyway.
Yeah, that's whatever.
They ran out day 2. You would have had them if you hung out.
We went girlfriend's mother's birthday the next day, so not making top cut was a boon in a sense. And we went out to get dim sum. Tactical
it looks
retreat.
Good enough as like
I
did pretty good. But...
I did okay, but you're more important.
Exactly.
If we had gone to dim sum, if we had went to dim sum in Chinatown, I would have just walked over to the convention center and got my packs. But we went to dim sum down on like Washington Avenue. So, is what it is. I missed out. I mean, I missed out on maybe
4 cards.
Maybe 4 cards. It could be like $300 worth of cards.
Yeah, I don't know what the silver packs are going for at this point.
Yeah,
I don't want to know. I didn't look. I could have. If you follow the channel for a long time, I don't really let go of those things. So I kept mine.
Brian likes shiny things.
He holds them tight.
I opened mine.
I sell my shiny things to Brian.
Yeah, it's a problem. So let's talk about my pool. Before I even flip the slide, because I used quite an uncommon leader for mine. My leader choices were Morgan Elsbeth, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Kylo Ren, Cal Kestis, Ahsoka, and Kit Fisto. And originally, so last limited, I went Obi-Wan red and had a great time and thought I had a great curve and did pretty well. I went 4-2 and whatever. It was great.
Obi-Wan being one of the top limited leaders.
Yeah, Obi, Snoke, and Talzin are the holy trinity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I looked at Obi-Wan and I looked at my pool, and my green-red hero was really, really good. I could have gone. I had Gunji. I had a something else. I had a lot of good hero stuff. But I was like, I don't really feel like doing that. Oh, I'm sorry, blue green. I could have gone Ahsoka or I had a Yaddle, Ezra, and an itinerant. I was like, that's pretty great. I should go
Yeah.
Ahsoka or Obi-Wan blue. I didn't. I went Kylo Ren.
And you can just see from the list here that it's like each card is slightly smaller. It's more elongated.
Boop, boop.
Boop, boop.
So, what had happened was, I looked at my pool and realized that I had quite a lot of good upgrades in my pool. And I ended up using about 7, I believe, is the number. So you've got bolstered, you've got 2 battle furies, a corrupted, an heirloom, a paleo star compass, and then of course, the craving power. And the craving power I looked at and I was like, honestly, if I can pull this off, that would be pretty devastating. If I can survive to the flip turn on 7, I'm good. You know, I think I can make it. And then kind of looking at my blue villain and looking at my green villain, and I got a Tyrannus, and I got a Malik, and a whirlwind of like all these things started coming together. I was like, this blue green villain list is pretty solid. So my turn ones, I mean, Exegol Patroller, Karis, um, the Monkey Lizard, and then the Padawan Starfighter and the Ewok Tenders are fine. They're a turn 1 play. They're serviceable. Not really what I want.
They're fine because you have upgrades.
Right. Yeah.
Don't
I
you,
had a secretive sage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you have a secretive sage in there? You missed it. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me look through.
Yeah, I know you did because I saw you play it the one time I was watching. Towards the end.
Nope. Here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a secretive sage as well. I was like, there's definitely, I definitely had a different one play.
You're like, I thought my turn ones were pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it and
36 cards. So 36 cards in this deck, and I added a little more because I knew I'd be discarding and pitching and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want to deck myself. And it came in handy a couple times, as crazy as it sounds. But going through my turn 2s are really solid in the Fallen Jedi. They could give me the Force, Knight of Ren. The Hive Defense Wing really clawed back a lot of games that they had no answer, and I could just restore. Praetorian was amazing because I had a lot of things that turned into 4 power, which gave me Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the TIE Fighter Sentinel is really important. The Rampage I could have cut. That was waste. Whirlwind of Power, Tyrannus, Jedi Temple Guards, all amazing. Talisman Assassin, amazing. The Sand Trooper Cavalry mixed with Consumed by the Dark Side was a big hitter all day. Turned into a 6/6.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, like the top end, Malik ended up being a wet noodle. I kind of, I threw him to the row a lot, but when he hit, he hit. And then that Grappling Guardian, that one, I top decked that one, and it saved me a game, and I owe it my life. And then it's worse.
Your big weakness here is space.
Right. The Purgle and the Supremacy Tie and the Grappling kind of kept me alive there, as well as I did a Whirlwind of Power into a Talisman Assassin to take things out of space sometimes. I used my Shatter Points. Like, it ended up being okay. I had a great time with this deck. And my favorite part about this is every time I sat down in front of someone and I saw an Obi or a Talzin or a Snoke, and the more tables I was rising up, they were like, oh, cool, so what are you playing? And I was like, Kylo Ren. And they were like, huh. And then I put out Kylo Ren, and they were like, oh. And you could see that, like, it was cool. And there was a guy that was rising up with me who ended up being diagonal for me a couple times, who laughed every time. I was like, do you like hearing that? He's like, yeah, it's hilarious every time. So anyway, I'll just run through quickly now that I have my deck list. I'll just run through my day one. So round 1 I did, it was an Obi Yellow. That was a 2-0. Round 2 is an Obi Red, 2-1. Snoke Red, 2-0. Talzin Red, 2-0. Obi Blue, 2-1. So I was 5-0 starting out, and I felt really, really good about it. I immediately was like, I'm definitely going 0-2 with this deck. I don't know what I'm doing. I could probably just do something else. And I didn't. Every time I came back, people were like, how'd you do? And I was like, I won. They're like, really? Yeah. And then I lost 3 in a row after that. Happens, you know. The Ahsoka Red was really tough to get through with no, like, Saboteur. A lot of my big chunky things ended up being sacked into their temp sentinels that didn't really, you know, matter too much at the end of the day, but they were a nuisance, and then they allowed the player to take out my stuff. That was a really, really close game. We both worked hard for that one. This person went on to top 20 something, I think.
Nice.
The next one was against Bot the Network, Tyler York. Really, really cool game. The Towson just blew up, right? Like my tall leader and their tall leader, his tall leader comes out 2 turns earlier. So I'm kind of on the back foot trying to catch up. And by the time I found the Craving Powers, it was too late. I already got so much damage on my base. There's nothing I can do. That was another hard fought loss there. And then the round 8 that I lost was another really, really good one. This guy was actually in my sealed pool, like, neighbor
Vicinity.
I was kind of chatting with him, and I was like, "Oh, we come full circle," and he's like, "Oh yeah," and I sat down. He goes, "Oh my god, we're actually playing," and I was like, "Yeah, full circle." And he wiped the floor with me. This is the game that Tyler watched me play. I was exhausted at this point. Tyler watched me make a lot of mistakes. I was tired. I hadn't eaten anything all day. I wasn't really drinking anything.
I tried to give him beef jerky.
I just
jelly beans.
I thought that was good enough. And jelly beans. Yeah, I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to. I have to be relying on the bathroom all day because I got a sensitive tummy. But anyway, I was also in the middle of, I think it was around 6. I sat down around 6 or around 7 or whatever it was, and I was like the sky exploded, and I left my window open in my bedroom at home, and there's no one to close it. So that was on my mind. Excuses.
It sounded like
it was bad. I thought a train was coming through.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
And I looked back, and everyone was like, "Oh, the sky got real dark." Cool.
Yeah, you don't know if it could have been not. Maybe it didn't hit Jersey.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That was a mystery for later. And then round 9 was a Cal Kestis. Then, honestly, everyone at that table was like, "I don't care. It's fine. Let's have fun." And that was like my most fun game of the day. We were just kind of memeing all day. It was just brain rot.
Cal Kestis.
Different reference. Cal Kestis. He did something that I forget what he did, but it was a funny like end to the day. But yeah, so I ended up 6-3 in the day. I went 15-5 all day, and I ended up at top 57 or top 64. I was 57th. And now I had a moral dilemma, right? Because I got home at like 11:30. I was laying in bed. I was like, oh man, I got to go back tomorrow and draft. Like, I made day 2. I don't know. Like, I don't really feel like doing it on a Sunday. And everyone else, like, I walked around and people were like, oh, I made top 64. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, yeah. And the next morning I woke up. I hardly slept. I slept for 2 hours. And I woke up at 4 and I was like, I'm not going. I'm not going to go. Come to find out, only the X and 2s and better.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
but I didn't want to interrupt and be like, Brian, you're completely wrong.
No, I am absolutely wrong. But in my mind and a lot of other people's mind, it was unclear, like, because typically what a sector is top 64 makes it to day 2. So that was just the assumption. I guess I wasn't listening to whatever announcement. Shush. Go away. So, but anyway, I didn't go. I felt horrible. That not eating and not drinking caught up to me, and I was like, I'm just not going to go. Whatever. Didn't matter. Didn't need to go.
That would have been funny if you went.
It would have been hilarious if I went 4-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go away. So, anyway, I watched the rest of it from the comfort of my own home, feeling kind of miserable.
Coverage was great.
Coverage was amazing. McClunky, shout out to McClunky Gaming because they did an incredible job.
Especially with it being limited, where you got to day 1, you got to watch, old Bobo, build his deck. And then day 2, you got to watch
DDA and Crusher.
And Crusher, there you go.
Crusher.
I was about to say I couldn't remember. Yeah, do their drafts like that. That's great. That is so good.
So cool.
It would be really good if this event wasn't so far into the season.
Yeah.
If this was earlier, that would have been great fodder for people to learn how to play limited, how to draft. But is what it is. Still great coverage, really great coverage.
Yeah,
McClunky Gaming could not have done better with everything there. Commentators as well. Especially the commentators have a tough job where they're having to like not second guess, but not second guess people's drafts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tower, Josh, Gumpy all did a great job. If I
Mhm.
missed anyone, they're rotating in and out usually. But it was amazing to watch DDA in the top 8 draft and pull a showcase stamped Kanan.
Yeah, a stamped Kanan.
What a
Which
birthday gift!
do we know if he had to draft it in order to keep it?
I would imagine that he did, but who in their right mind is passing a showcase to the right or left?
Um, I think a lot of people might have.
Well, at that point, your top 8, you're in anyway.
You're in it.
And in his position,
But if you're trying to win it,
he won a PQ before, so he was in it either way.
that's fair. Okay.
He's been on a tear this season actually, and as was Bobby. If
Yeah.
you watched KTOD do anything in this world, you know they're on top. He won a limited PQ last week in Portland at the sector, and came to this one and won this one too.
Was it limited?
No,
it wasn't limited. It was constructed. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're good. Yep.
He won a constructed sector last week and then won a limited sector the next week.
Back-to-back formats, and I can guarantee you that every podcast you listen to is going to glaze this man up, and it's well deserved.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
If you watched, if you haven't watched, go look at McClunky's day 2. This man was surgical. My jaw dropped. He played Strike Ship in the finals. Played Strike Ship, Exegol Patroller. What do you do about that?
You don't. You die.
You die. And honestly, shout out to the runner-up Kieran, because he just picked up the game a month ago.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Like, he picked up a game a month ago, and I want to say he's relatively local, and he like was getting cards from whoever for the last month learning the game. I think he's got other TCG experience, but
Presumably.
to start this game last month and almost win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, especially in a limited format.
Right, where you don't know all the cards.
You can't just, it's not like someone's being like, here's Sabine, everybody's made this deck, you can find a bunch of coverage of this deck and just like run it and you'll figure it out. You have to figure your stuff out on the fly here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you're drafting. And that was a tough draft for everybody that was not Bobby Sapphire and DDA because everybody went Towson or Obi.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. But honestly, if you have some time or you want to put it on in the background, go check out McClunky's stream. I can't say enough good. And day 1, day 2, all of it, phenomenal stuff. Shout out to them.
They did a real great job with the downtime too, which obviously there was a fair bit of it, but they bantered through.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really enjoyed the event. That being said, I don't know how much I would have enjoyed the event if I wasn't playing in the main event all day. I don't know how the side events ran. I couldn't tell you. So if you were wondering how that went from that perspective,
if you played in any of them, drop it in the comments. Your thoughts as far as how those went, because normally we do give you a little bit of a slice of both, but since this was a very local event to us, it did not feel like we obviously did not have to go the second day. It wasn't like we were like in town for a second day. So
yeah,
we could spend our weekends doing other things.
And I did.
Getting dim sum. So many dumplings.
Rotting in bed.
Yeah.
And playing Pokemon Go Community Day. Flocking at a big Pokemon Go day on Saturday. Brought 2 phones.
2 phones, 2 accounts. I mean, I don't have 2 accounts. Totally don't. That's against terms of services.
No, it's against terms of services.
It was.
I'm gonna tell John Williams. He works for Nintendo.
Yeah, right. The composer.
The composer, one and the only.
So yeah, I mean, great day, great people. Had our locals there with us and met a bunch of other people that also had a good time.
Yeah,
presumably.
A lot of fun opponents. Everybody seemed, it seemed like it was, the main event especially was well run. There was, maybe one round of like, why is this taking so long? But that's probably due to like a deck check extend. Like you could get like a deck check extension in addition to that. I thought they did the deck checks pretty well. They were doing a combo of grabbing people game 1, and then a combo of after they've side decked in game 2. And some people like around me were not understanding why they would grab someone after they've like grabbed a table after they've side decked, and it's like, well, because they want to make sure that you're not shoving a bunch of stuff in that wasn't in your pool.
Right. Smart. Really smart.
Smart.
So well done. That was a really fun day. I got an uncut sheet of cards.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
pretty
neat.
cool.
I walked through the streets of Philadelphia afterwards, and it was like a
and you
tight.
did not have to ship them.
Yeah. Which is awesome. They had the Yaddle promo, the Yaddle mat. I got my Babu Frick mat.
Babu.
I got 8. I got 7 silver packs. I was supposed to get 8, but I didn't know that until after I got home. So whatever. And I got my sheet of cards. So
Nice.
super excited about that. Anything else that we want to mention about our sector qualifier or regional qualifier if you're Flock?
No. Everything was good.
There was a regional qualifier this weekend in Bilbao, Spain, as well concurrently. So if you weren't watching SWU coverage this weekend, what were you doing?
Yeah, you just had a lot to watch.
Round the clock.
Yep.
I got home at 11:30 on Saturday.
They were probably playing. They were probably the next day there.
And I popped on, and Baton was playing and on stream, and that was really cool to see. Their day one, I caught a little bit of it. That was draft or limited sealed rather, like ours, and then day 2 was the premier stuff.
Yeah.
So, a guy from Spain took that one down with Talzin Red.
The
no
premier?
disintegration. Yeah, premier.
Yeah.
It was Talzin Red versus Sip on Han 2 Green ECL.
Okay.
But we were doing other things, so we didn't see the whole thing.
Yep.
I don't have too much to say on it.
Heard some stuff.
Yeah. I
But,
heard some things were missing in action, but
Yep.
I really think the coverage was great there as well. Ibo and Ben and Wasi plays, I think, were the commentator. There's another guy. I don't think I caught his name, but everyone did a great job there as well. So moving on from that, it's we're getting into set 6, and set 6 is
close.
on the horizon.
It's
have about
imminent. 17 days.
37 cards are left to be spoiled, I think, ish.
Yeah.
We've got one more leader and I think a few more legendaries. I don't think we're done with legendaries yet. But that made me think it's time for tier list season. Tier list season is upon us. We are closing in on another incorrect take by the GDP. So I wanted to throw up
I wipe my hands of all previous tier lists because I'm never on them.
I was going to say, well, that is changing. And
that is changing. There's only 3 of us now.
Now, we are going to give our takes on the previous one that Scott is wiping his hands.
I didn't do it. I don't even remember what was on it.
So, this is our list. And you'll notice that the bitrate is horrendous because I had to grab it from our actual video. I don't have it saved. That was all Jack, our dear community manager. So, let's take a look at this. Let's work from the bottom up, right? Let's look at D tier. I think we got D tier pretty great, but that's an easy freebie, right?
Yeah.
I honestly think that Morgan Elsbeth could be down here as well.
Yeah, I would agree.
I forgot she was even in the set, not going to lie.
I think that it could be Ray back here and Morgan Elsbeth here.
Yeah, that would I would go with that one. That wouldn't be too. There's also 2 other things that should be in D tier.
And they are Cal Kestis.
No,
he's pretty good.
He could stay in C. C as far as this set goes, but I think Anakin and Revan
could definitely be down here.
They are.
Yeah.
Revan is getting some new things next set with all those Sith popping up. I feel like the Revan Blue always too could be something potentially decent. Maybe cracking the top of C, but yeah, these 2 are way too high here, right?
Yeah.
I think Avar can come down.
Yep.
I think Kanan can come down. Third Sister can stay where she is. I think B tier is probably right about fine.
In relation to
barely.
the set, yes.
Yeah, I mean, she has one things. Yeah, in relation to this set. If we're talking about the whole thing, everyone comes down here except for these 2.
Yeah.
Yes, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And these 2 even maybe bottom of A.
Yeah, I'd be comfortable with that as far as if we were doing like an overall tier ranking.
These 3, I can tell you why he's here, and it's Jack.
Yep,
it's Jack.
It's Jack.
That's all Jack.
Jack thought we'd be fisting for days.
Actually, these two are both Jack. I think. Because
We'd
I
have to
don't
go
think
back and
Qui-Gon
watch.
was good at all.
Who was Barris Offee?
Not me.
I
Maybe it
forget
was
what
me. I don't remember.
I forget what I voted for. What I ranked.
I didn't look at Barris. I definitely put Obi-Wan up here, and that's wrong.
Look, in relation to the set,
He's maybe here-ish.
he's one of the best limited leaders. He's one of the best draft leaders.
That's true.
So if you're just looking in relation to the set, you probably have to put him in A.
Okay. I think I put him in S, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean,
I
yeah,
think
we
I said
put
that
the
he
Holy
was the
Trinity
best.
in A, I guess. No one's really S, potentially.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's limited, I think that Snoke comes up
Yeah.
a lot. It
Mhm.
obviously the S tiers are this one, this one, and this one.
Yeah.
Right. And this one because I'm the best around.
Yeah.
No I'm kidding.
You're saying for limited, but I agree. I mean, Mother Talzin, I think objectively is the best leader in the set because she is good in all formats.
Mother Talzin won Galactics. Mother Talzin won Bilbo.
Yep.
Mother Talzin has done
She
nothing
wins
else.
PQs.
Yeah, but she and she even after she lost Force Throw has still maintained the sense of like this is a good leader and a good
Yeah.
shell.
Because they just, you replace. I mean, you still have Force Lightning, and then you have that whatever that one is that like brings them down to one remaining HP. And
No
then,
disintegration.
Yeah, no disintegrations.
That was a big one.
And then you just
Mhm.
Talzin and Force and you kill it.
Poke.
So it's one extra action, then the just instant kill. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It is funny how almost like interchangeable the shell is between like Mother Talzin and Darth Maul.
Yeah, it is.
Even no disintegrations because it's like, all right, well then just
ping. Yeah, and I think Maul could come up too. I think Maul's kind of a sleeper.
I think Maul in relation to the set is probably a little bit better. But again, it's tough with the starter deck leaders because they only can be used in limited formats in your initial pre-releases.
You need a
and
showcase.
If you pull them as a showcase, because Maul is a very strong leader in limited.
Yeah.
But you just can't use him most of the time.
Yeah. I truly think that Maul's top of B in Premiere for this set.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's actually just overshadowed by Talzin, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's really the fact that they're almost too similar in what they do, and he comes out a turn later.
Yep.
Yeah. I get this pick, honestly. So let me walk back, right?
Okay.
No, from the beginning. Now clearly it didn't work out, but like
Okay.
I think that Barris, if she flipped sooner, if she flipped as like a 2/7 at 4 or 5, right, but still had the ability to gain the Force, use her ability, and give you a cost reduction on events. I mean, I think that's decent, right? You're able to like back when Force Throw was a thing, and you could Force Throw for free. You could do Power of the Dark Sides for 2. You could pillage for 3. You could do all kinds of different things that you like that are cost efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really pan out.
Yeah.
But I understand the initial why we put that there. Clearly wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe bottom of C, bottom of B, top of C ish. Maybe even low C. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see her in anything ever.
Yeah. She disappointed me the most this set. Well, I mean, Qui-Gon disappointed me the most this set, but she's a close second. Kit, I didn't. That was my horse, not my race. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for us to do a tier list soon.
Yeah,
when we get
soon.
Our last leader. We're recording this Monday night, so we got Jabba today, and our mystery leader.
Pretty good looking.
I love.
Pretty
Jabba.
good looking.
Yeah, that looks like an early contender for one of my favorite leaders of the set. But yeah, once we get the last leader, whenever that is, we will work on doing a tier list.
I keep on waiting for this to come into focus.
You're gonna have to keep waiting because
it's messing with my eyes.
It looks like garbage.
It does.
So I'll just put this up now.
Thank you.
So that we can.
That
so we can
yeah.
So we can move on. But yeah, I think we'll do that soon. We'll do a legendary tier list soon. We can do a couple of random things here and there. Maybe one more. Pod before the set drops and we do pre-release. But other than that, I mean, Secrets of Power is only 2 weeks away.
Yep, 17 days.
Crazy.
17 days. So we're right there. It's going to be very exciting. We'll put some stuff up. I can't promise you that we'll have gameplay in the next week or two, but we'll have some stuff to keep you occupied until then.
Yeah.
And I might do a stream when I open my stuff. I'm only getting 2 carbs this set.
He doesn't mean cases. He means just
I mean 2
boxes.
carb boxes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've dramatically scaled down because one, they haven't done the stream where they show off everything yet, and once that happens,
It'll probably go up.
it'll probably go up. Uh,
I am excited for the prestige treatments in this set, as far as like just what the background and everything. Whereas like last set, there was a number of them where I'm like,
yeah, the purple, gold, and black background
Yeah.
ones were not great. I will admit.
the ones that had an actual like scenic background all are very good.
The
like
triptychs and the
Coyote Mundi and
diptychs,
something.
Anakin, Malik, those are great.
Yep.
Rest, ugh.
Mm.
But yeah, the propaganda and the wanted posters look good.
Yeah, they definitely look cool.
But I am trimming down what I'm buying this set because I'm not particularly enthused about what I've seen so far. As you know, it's probably fine. I just don't need everything in the world. Last set was Force, and that's my thing. I bought a lot of set 3, bought a lot of set 5. The government doesn't thrill me, so I'm gonna maybe step back a little bit. What are you guys' thoughts?
You were all about the spoilers today.
I was, yeah. Well, that's going in my Mama Data Vault deck that I'm brewing.
Okay,
Ooh-wee.
that's where
Spicy.
why you were all
Yep.
psyched up.
All three ofs.
Mhm.
So that's exciting. What are you guys eyeing up? Set 6 early lists thinking up.
I don't really know the cards yet.
I was gonna say, do you got to go look at the cards?
Yeah, I don't even know.
blame you if you do.
No, I when we do our spoiler reviews and all that, I read it, I go, oh, interesting, and then I could literally wipe it from my brain, and then I show up for pre-release, and I gotta read everything all over again, and then figure out. So I just enjoy that. I don't know.
He's making it out like it's purposeful and not.
Oh, it's 1,000% not purposeful.
Genetic.
It's intentional.
I'm expecting us to see a certain someone as a leader, and I'm excited to see what that person looks like.
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
Could it be? I don't know.
I don't even know.
He's staring us in the face.
Woo! Woo!
Oh.
Probably.
I mean, just like who else?
Yeah.
I mean, then again, they throw some curveballs sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. Sabe.
That's true. Yeah.
Saab. I mean, she actually looks pretty good.
Sabe actually is one of my like top 3, I think, so far. Yeah, I would have to say it's like Sabe, Jabba, and Mamatma. Oh,
yeah,
and Dryden.
Dryden's pretty up. I mean, Dryden's pretty cool. There's some things that I'm like slightly excited about. Overall, though, like I keep waiting for like more plot stuff to hit. That is like, ooh, and there's some things, but like there's some real, but they're kind of niche. And like, oh, this is really good with Kira.
Yeah,
but where else?
Yeah, I'm scared about that plot.
Well, I said it last time we talked on here that I'm just concerned that they're giving more toys to the old decks, and then nothing of this set is going to be, impactful. Like if we go back for a second, I know this image sucks, but like in your premier world,
2 leaders.
Yeah, 2 leaders out of the 18, and even then, like if there's blue-green control around, Talzin gets wiped out. If there's anything that like Kylo gets swallowed by a lot of decks, if I'm being honest. So like it's not always guaranteed that those 2 are even going to do well or convert.
No.
Like I think that this set, while I enjoy a lot of it, didn't really impact the meta entirely too much. Leader wise.
It did in the sense of providing all of the force units to leverage force stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then that got banned, and now what we're left with?
Suspended.
But
suspended, you're right.
Not could come
and
back.
That hurt me to say that Tyler's right.
Hey.
We'll go back to this slide. Actually, they are looking me in the eye. It's right here. Here's another Anakin leader for you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Padawan Anakin leader. That's great. Just Anakin Skywalker. I hate sand.
He's got a secret power.
He does.
It's Padme.
Yeah. Padme and some of those outfits.
Yeah, I mean, she chose.
Anakin, we can't be together.
Anakin, we can't. You're living here. I'm a senator. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever it is, new cards and new cards
For
I'm
sure.
excited.
And then once rotation hits, it's a whole new ball game.
That's really what my eye is towards, right?
Yes, that's where I'm
Rotation.
looking as well. There's just a lot of like set one was so good. It had so many good staples that in hindsight it had too many good staples.
Set one was busted from the start, and we just didn't know.
Yeah, we just didn't know compared to the rest.
That's the real secret of power.
That's the real secret of power.
Yeah, set one. Well, anyway, that's probably going to wrap it up for us here tonight, and we will be coming back to you probably Thursday or Friday for a leader tier list once we get the new last leader.
Could be fun.
And I'm excited to see R2D2 join.
Yeah,
his,
we're just
his
back
friend.
to we're back to droids.
Imagine if they put him here.
You
for
get
nothing.
2 leaders.
They put him here for nothing, and it's R2D2.
Yep. It's R2D2.
God, that'd be hilarious. I'd love that. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, and check us out wherever you check us out at that isn't here, and do all the YouTube things that I'm not going to say, and we'll catch you later. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.